Comic book people, it is Wednesday. That means it's comic book day. Let me show you what I got. First up is Thanos, issue number 5. Thanos is dying. He was defeated by the Imperial Guard and he's being held captive by them. His son Thane is trying to expedite his death in a very unique way. In fact, he's doing it in a way that I wasn't expecting, but I'm very excited to find out how this is going to play out. Justice League of America, issue number 3. The Extremists, or the Extremists, I'm not really quite sure the proper pronunciation of that. But anyways, they solidified their power in the country of Kravia. They're basically terrorist dictators at this point. Batman and crew have been trying to undermine them without being noticed by the local governments. And everything's about to come to a major exploding point. I gotta point out though, even though on the cover it does show Lobo taking on one of the Extremists, unfortunately though we don't get to see the battle, at least not in this issue. In the next one, I'm pretty sure we're gonna see the bloody consequences from it. By the way, the artwork in this series is incredible. I'm loving it and I think that Lobo is being drawn perfectly. Biff to the Future, issue number 3. This is a very dark series. This is taking place in the alternate timeline when the older Biff gave the younger Biff the sports almanac, and this is the time period where the younger Biff is starting to get very rich and powerful. We already know the end consequences about what happens to Biff as dictated in Back to the Future Part 2, but the journey getting there, that's what's really interesting. This issue deals with the fate of George McFly, which, if you've seen the movies, you already know what happened to him, but still, seeing it drawn out on panel, it's really depressing. All new X-Men issue number 19. This is the final issue for this series. Because we all know that Marvel loves to restart their series for absolutely no reason whatsoever, rather than bring in a new creative team and continue on the title, just because they think that'll bring in new readers. Regardless though, this is focusing on the 5 original X-Men that were taken from their time and put into today's time, and explains why they can't go back. Or at least they give an explanation as to why they can't go back to their time period. It's not completely clear altogether yet, but maybe that'll be explored later. XMen Prime issue number 1, although I think there's only going to be one issue to this, so I don't know why it was numbered, but anyways, this is a comic book, so I guess it has to have a number to it. This is a precursor to all of the new X books that are going to be coming out in the next couple of months. Because remember what I just said, Marvel loves to start up new series with issue number 1s. Anyways though, this is starting up the groundwork for these future series, with Kitty Pryde as being the leader of the X-Men instead of Storm, which I think is a really stupid idea. Even though I know it was written for Storm to ask Kitty to take over as leader of the X-Men, I still feel like it's a slap in the face. The lineup for the future teams do look really interesting. If anything, I'm also really happy that we're going to be getting a few solo series, including one of Iceman. An ongoing series in the Marvel Universe based on a male gay character is very rare. Plus, we get a new Generation X series, and we also get a new Jean Grey series too. Titans Annual, issue number 1. The Key has kidnapped certain members of the Titans and their mentors in the Justice League. The reason behind it is not quite so clear, but this story is really worth it, if anything, just because we get some more backstory on Donna Troy. Her background in the New 52/Rebirth universe has been really murky, so it's great that they're finally starting to address this. I really hope we get more of Donna Troy. She's a great character, and I really hope that maybe she shows up in other comic books, like maybe even Wonder Woman's comic book at some point. But that's my comic load for this week. What did you guys get? Leave comments down below and let me know. Anyways, thank you guys for joining me in this video. Be sure to check out my Patreon site when you get a chance. Check out my website, my social media sites, and everything else out there. Peace, love, namaste. I'll see you guys later. Surprise me any bit whatsoever, but every now and then I do go to comic book forums just to see what other people's opinions are on certain titles, and a lot of people out there have already set out to hate the new Iceman comic book, even though they don't even know what the story's going to be about. But I think we know why they hate the comic book and why they don't want it to come out, but still I find it very sad that they don't even give it a chance.